可以哈。
对，就像现在这样。
哦，很好，没有问题，没有问题。
但是还有影片。
我想问了，如果我 play 個 video， 你可以聽，可以有 volume 嗎？我 try 這個。
有。
Hello everyone, I'm Yu Chen Yu.
我可以個 volume 大一點，讓我看看啊。
I'm originally from Taiwan and
应当可以。OK。好。Good。
我们可能10分再开始这样。好。
帮我拍这个可以。
要拍照。
要拍照。
对，有。
谢谢，麻烦。
有。他拍我会都给你。
对，谢谢。
还是你要用你的拍？
用
他拍照。
他可以的，谢谢。所以他们是几年班？
他们是1、2大1、1、2、3、4都有。
哦，很好。
就比较多大2的。因为这个3+1，如果说我们签得很快的话，刚好明年可以这样，就是他们这边大3这样。不过反正
什么人来？
真的都可以。也有大概2个外系，就一个 mechanical。那有一个是测量那有可能是老师。测量哦，测量 measurement 可是。
measurement
就有点像在土木里面，你要去量个多远啊？可能是吧，我其实搞不懂他们的中文。
我爸爸是civil engineer，所以我比较熟。
对，
要我朋友是surveyor。
OK。
所以我有解释的不方便。但你那个没有问题，那个没有。学生比较喜欢看相片。
是。
对啊，等一下就稍往这边。
你想我去哪边？这个位置。
可是这样反而没有，这样反而是扎到我，不是吗？那是之前的，是不是？
可以。
然后再过来一点点。就是他没有。这个位置。其实都可以。
我们拍摄就这个就可以了，没有问题。
对，
上面拍个照就可以。
还有吗？不是。都试过了，应该还好。
因为他
有他 recall， 对，照理说他就都进去了。我像现在已经在 recall 了，那我们会再给他剪掉，所以 还好，如果有需要剪掉，我就剪掉。
用这个，它可以听得吗？
哦，可能不行，可能还是用这个好。好 ，OK， 好，那我就先很快讲一下。好，那各位同学，大家好。那今天我们很高兴邀请到美国普渡大学 IE 就是工业工程系的边放教授来我们系上。那边放教授他其实最近几年蛮常来台湾了。那最主要就是因为他是 in charge of 那个普渡大学 IE 系的一个 PMP Professional Master Program。他算是 director，对，那所以今天主要也是针对他这个 PMP 的 program 去介绍。那有机会我们有可能会跟这个 PMP 会就是边放教授他们签一个叫做3+1+1或3+2，不过因为这些都是刚开始，所以如果在座有些同学我知道，譬如说大4或大3，他就算我们很快的签，可能也来不及。好，那不过 in general 就是总之我想也让大家有这个机会对于 PMP 这个 program 有一点理解，也就是譬如说你如果毕业之后要 apply， 你这个也是一个可以尝试。那等一下边放教授他就会去解释 PMP 这个 program 跟其他有什么不一样，这样子。好，那我知道在场大部分都是我们系的少数如果不是我们系的，可不可以举手一下？这样好 ，OK， 好，没关系。那另外再公告一下，是边放教今天我们的演讲，这算演讲目前预计是接近12点左右。好不过我觉得也有可能会再多一些时间这样，那都还好。那如果到时候各位如果有什么问题你要留下来问都可以。那今天下午边放教授也会在我们系馆3楼在61335，我好像有 email 给各位。好，那目前我们是规划可能是2点多之后，他会2点到4点45或5点之前，他可能都会在那边。那我也有那个表单，也有请各位填说你有没有要预约。好，那并不是说你有填就一定要来，或者是说没有填就不能来。那总之我想等一下如果边放教授讲完，如果有需要下午会来找他的话，就等一下也麻烦跟他讲一下。好，那我想时间有限，我就把这个就给边放教授介绍。好，
谢谢汪教授。谢谢大家，你们好。我本身是香港，也是可以说长大的英国香港年代，我也是在英国读高中。我刚刚去年这个周末我在英国 celebrate 我们300 years anniversary。昨天我刚刚从香港回来，就是去香港我以前嘅小學初中嘅150周年。OK，so for my talk 我基本上會用英文因為很多 technical term 我就不太懂用中文，但是你們 feel free， 如果你們有問題，你可以用中文問我，我也聽懂，好不好 ？OK， 所以我想了解我們當中有多少人是 senior fourth year， 第四很好，第3年有沒有？非常之好，非常之好。OK， 然後其他就是 sophomore、freshman， 對嗎？好，所以我想問大家，有沒有人去過美國？有冇這個機會？美國很 foreign 的，對嗎？嗱，我給你看看，我是一個什麼奇怪嘅教授。OK， 因為我主業會去做教授，因為我女孩去 Purdue 讀 engineering。OK。我在 industry 工作30年，所以我跟你們一般嘅教授很不同。所以你看我本身也是機械工程，然後我嘅博士是 industrial， 但是我當時讀博士，因為我公司給我有機會 part time 讀我嘅博士，30年前。OK， 所以有時讀書多，給你們一個 more options down the road。如果我從來沒有博士，我相信 Purdue 不會 consider 我會去教書，對嗎？但是我最想說就是這些公司完全是我嘅 ，I work for them， they're not even my consulting client。但是最重要的是，我這30年當中，我已經去過超過200間工廠，然後做過20多個 sector。你們聽懂什麼 sectors？Right？Automotive 是一個 sectors，semiconductor 是一個 sectors，healthcare 是一個 sectors。OK， 所以如果你來 join 我呢個 program， 基本上 I'm running the whole consulting group，we call Digital Operation Excellence Group。OK， 我們基本上就是帶你們去不同嘅 major corporation 去做工業嘅 projects。整年当中 ，OK， 所以我主要今天就花这个时间跟你们了解那个 digital OpEx， 就 operation excellence， 很像那个流程嘅 process 嘅 improvement， 整体来说。你们这个 program， 我们这个 program 最重要是 maybe I speak in English, right? Okay, we actually you can complete it in 3 semesters, particularly for foreign students. Okay, 但是 the whole thing is when you come to my program, all of you will be guaranteed to have a project. Okay, never heard of it, right? If you go to Berkeley, I just talked to Professor Berkeley when Professor Wang were at the Informs conference. They said, no, we don't have anything like this, right? And then Georgia Tech, they don't have that either. I went to Michigan. 很多人喜欢 Michigan, right? They also didn't have that, okay? I went back to my alma mater, Virginia Tech. They don't have this program. 为什么呢？因为很多教授他们主要 they want to spend time doing research. 但是 working with industry is another different arena, okay? So therefore, my major talk today is for those interested to come to do industrial type of projects. But the good news is I also start recruit PhD students. I just convert 2 of my top PMP students, one from China, one from Hong Kong, and the girl actually is a computer science, 4G 大学, okay? And then she is now doing my PhD program. So I understand you have a great industrial information management program. A lot of you are very handy with hardcore programming, C++, Python, right? Database. So you're more than welcome to come because in a real life now, we need smart future engineers to support industrial 4.0 transformations. Okay? 所有公司也希望你可以做那个 AI, machine learning, digitizations, right? Digital dashboard 那些东西 ，OK？ 如果你没有这个 background 嘅话，公司就很像我这个年纪，很多人不做 AI，right？ 坦白说，我30年前 ，we also use neural network. My master program I was focused hardcore in genetic algorithms. So in the 90s, if you want to get a master or PhD, you have to do fuzzy logic, neural networks, and genetic algorithms. So the program is like this: you spend about you come here, immediately assign projects, but you instead of taking 10 classes for those of 4th year, you only need to take 7 classes, 21 credits. The rest of it is the capstone projects. We last for 2 semesters, but all my students, I would say, pretty much guarantee they have my projects in the first 2 semesters, and I would say 99% students, most of them are like you, foreign students, right? They also get a summer internship. So now the trick is, after they finish the summer internship, when they come back to Purdue to finish their final semesters, do they get a job? If you ask me back in May, before May, I would say I was very fortunate. My first three years, 100% job placement. But this year, things has been a little bit challenging. But most of my students, they do get a job within first 2 months. And by the way, they're all international. Okay? So therefore, and the key things I want to point out here is the connection with the corporate senior executives, senior management. 你们懂不懂什么是 senior executive? 有没有人可以用中文答我这个问题? What do you mean by senior executive? Oops, we're engineering. Oh, no, 基本上你们是 college students, right? College of management. So what is executive? How do you define executive? 经理是不是 executive? Is director is executive? Is VP is executive? So 在北美这边呢，我们美国 at least director or above is considered executive. So we have a great alumni network. Most of the executive, they are VP, 副总裁 or senior VP. Some of them are even chief procurement officer, C levels. Okay, we work with them regularly. I took my students to North Carolina last week, right? And then we work with all the executive. You know, they came here, and so it is something you may not imagine you can work with. So it's not like a regular summer intern or co-op, okay? Because the client, the sponsor, they do provide funding to us. You have to deliver. Okay? 所以我跟我学生说 if you're not ready to work under my leadership, maybe you can look for some other program. Okay? So, any questions before we go any further? Again, feel free to ask. I want the meeting to be more interactive here. Okay, let me ask you. We have 4th-year students, right? How do you communicate with 你们的教授每一天? How do you communicate? Huh? Email. You're lying. That's good. So, how quick do you respond back to your professor? 1-2 hours. That's pretty good. 我跟你说啊，美国学生如果我 send 给 undergrad, they will not reply me within up to 2 weeks. 他们就说 Dr. Fong, I'm sorry, I didn't check email. 所以我4年前来 Purdue, 今年是我第5年。很多印度学生跟中国学生，我就跟他说 I don't trust email anymore. We use WhatsApp. 因为他们不用 online, right? Okay? The way I make it clear at the beginning is everybody bring your cell phone to the bathroom, correct? So please don't tell me you did not check your email. Okay? You text me midnight, I reply back to them. Each of my team have 3 people, up to 4. So my policy is if I send a note to each team, let's say 9 p.m., I expect one of the team members will reply next morning. Guess what? After 1 week, everybody reply within 10 minutes. That's how it works. Because I deal with executive, I cannot wait for 2 hours. Again, if you want to wait, please don't come to my program. Okay? This is the standard I set up. On the other hand, I'm a tough dad. What is in return is my students, when they look for jobs, I will help you to contact the VP directly. Guess what? Same as Taiwan. There's a phrase in US we call, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So I help my students to find jobs. They will create jobs just for my students. Eaton already hired 3 of my students. Caterpillar already hired 2, right? Okay, Tesla, they also hire a lot of my students. So therefore, that is the difference, right? Because most professors, they don't have this tough connections, but I do, all right? And unfortunately, the program is we are not allowed to provide you a full graduate teaching assistantship when you like doing research. But I'll be honest to you, most of the top school nowadays, they will not give you teaching assistantship even for master level, okay? But on the other hand, because a lot of the clients provide funding, at the end of the top students, when they graduate, I just write them a check. Not a lot, but at least $4,000 American dollars. So it's pretty good, right? So any questions before we move on? Okay. So 30 credits, no thesis required, right? So far we have 81 students enrolled since I joined Purdue here. Okay. So highlight, consulting firm. Okay, we talk about business cycle model, right? IE, right? Process. So I will start to meet with my students. So today, if I meet any of you, come to me. I do have a line. You're welcome to get me online, okay? You can continue to ask me questions. I did that with my students. I told Professor Wang this morning, at 8 o'clock this morning, I already received 6 different emails from different students. I have to ask them, are you from Tsinghua, Jiao Dai, where are you from? They said, oh, Dr. Fong, I know you're coming back to give a talk this week. I'm excited. Remember me, blah, blah, blah. So once you talk to me, you get a line account with me, we're connected. This is a business connections, right? You don't have to wait until I come back, 3月份, 4月份. Okay, there's no excuse. If you want to know more about the program, of course you can ask Professor Wang, but you already get my connections. Okay, the key things is, I want to get the students ready, because when I present you to the client, I need to know how good you are. Most of my students, before they even start at Purdue, I will review with their resume, because we work as a consulting firm. Time is money, okay? We cannot wait, right? And then often that we have a big job fair at Purdue on the 2nd or 3rd week of September. After the school start the first 3 weeks, they will have a job fair. Of course, your beloved TSMC will be there, ASML, Applied Materials. Guess what? How many companies come to Purdue every year in September? Anybody want to take a wild guess? For those 2-3 days together, how many big corporations will come to Purdue? Anybody take a wild guess? 200? 200. Any more? Auction. 200? More? More? I just went through that on Saturday. They want to got donations for it. 200? How many more companies? 2,000. Wow. I wish Purdue is that huge. So the question is, we have over 450 companies. It's a big event at Purdue, right? When I was at Virginia Tech back then, 20 some years ago, they have about 270. It's pretty good. But when you talk about 450, you better get your resume ready, right? Correct? Okay. So why it's so important to understand a resume? I will talk to my students, right? Because I want to make sure that the students coming with the right profile. And I need to find the right project for my students too. Because you or your parents pay you to come to Purdue. If I don't get you the right projects, you'll be disappointing, right? And you will not like Dr. Fong anymore. Correct? Think about it. From a client relationship, you or your parents paid to Purdue. You are not just getting a piece of diploma. You want to get a complete education. And I want you to do well. Okay? When you do well, everybody's happy. I have a proud group of PMP students. I will explain to you more. So the key things is we kick off the projects as early as the second week. This year we did a good job. We actually kick off some project as early as second week, right? And then we work through, hold us through semesters, but we will meet clients in a regular basis. If they're local Caterpillar, we go there every week. You know how I run the program? I'm a crazy guy, right? Every Friday, we'll go there, including myself, 9 a.m., go to Caterpillar. We'll meet the senior managers. We go through all the latest update, go to the plant, and then do measurements or update the simulation, evaluate. At Purdue, sorry, we do not have weekend. 没有周末. I don't think you have weekend here, right? Qinggong is a very top school. Okay? So I told my students, you either enjoy your Friday night or Saturday night. You don't have a whole weekend, including myself. I meet my students regularly, Sunday afternoon or Sunday night. Not too long, maybe half an hour. Why? Anybody want to take a wild guess why I need to meet my students on Sunday afternoon or Sunday night? I just miss my students, right? What's the reason? Anybody want to give it a try? No right or wrong. Don't be shy. Want to give it a try, the two seniors? I just want to see you, right? Or I just want to see her, right? But what's the reason? So you're getting there. The reason is we often, when we do undergrad projects, you don't have a professor keep tracking on you, right? You are supposed to meet the sponsor, maybe let's say Wednesday. Guess what? Most of you will not start to do the work until Tuesday night, right? Correct? And then you find out, oops, I forgot to ask the clients the data sets. So when next day, Wednesday at 10 a.m., you're supposed to meeting with ASML. Sorry, 什么经理，什么 senior engineer， 不好意思，我们发现我们没有那个 data set， 可不可以等下周我们再开会啊？ Sounds familiar? Maybe some of you are too young. I've seen that and I'm tired of that. It will not happen in my PMP. So therefore, I meet my students. And guess what? After I meet them even as quickly as 15 minutes, I want to make sure that they did the work during the weekend. And then we immediately will send an email out by Sunday night. Why? The client will come back to work Monday morning. They understand that we just saw you on Friday, right? And then you already have questions. And like some companies like Caterpillar, we even have a quick meeting, 11 a.m. So that clients know what you've been through on the weekend. If you have questions, you just clarify. So that you can set the tone correct for the rest of the week. And then Friday, when we see, you have to deliver. Sounds like a real job, right? But guess what? They can hire my students. After 2 semesters, they hire them for summer intern. After the summer, by August, they already give them the permanent role. So my student's coming back. He's happy. He's just finishing in December. He already got a job offer. So he's a Thai Chinese from Thailand, right? So, but basically, I want to tell you all, there's no free lunch in this world. You have to work hard. Okay? So you can see, right? You have all these weekly meeting visits, all this. And sometimes I'm the crazy guy. I would talk my student left Purdue 7:30 in the morning. I drove 3.5 hours to Wisconsin to work with Eaton and then Case New Holland, the tractor. You will see the pictures. Why? When we get there, before that, I will feed you, right? At least have a Chick-fil-A, or some kind of brunch. Because once we get to the client site at 11 a.m., we work straight for 4 hours. Okay? And then when we return, I probably stop by Chinatown. So I did not bring the pictures. My Taiwanese students are so happy. I got 7 Taiwanese students now. I took them to a restaurant called Taiwan Cafe. Right? They really enjoy the food. Okay? So you work hard. By the time we get back to Purdue, it's already midnight. No professor will do that, but I will do that. Because I'm a true believer. You cannot learn things just from the classroom. If you want to be ready to industry, you have to go to the sites. Okay? So, again, I set up with the relationship with the client. We're sending a lot of pipeline talent. Some of you will be the future pipeline talent to join the company. Okay? And then I expect my students a lot. Each team have 3 people, up to 4. I expect you work at least 15 hours, 10 to 15 hours per week. On top of your class, you still have to take maybe 2 or 3 classes, right? Each semesters. But we work like a consulting firm. We deliver totally, including my meeting with me and the client, 500 hours plus per semesters, 1,000. That's why we charge client for sponsor funding, right? How can I take you fly out to California or fly you out to Alabama or North Carolina? Okay? Again, we also including the outstanding fund here. Okay? So this is the model. You come to Purdue, okay? I would say most of the international students will prefer option 4 or 5. So one of my top 于群玉，他2年前从阳明交大毕业那个 Industrial Engineering Management. He's one of my top students. You will see his video, right? He came here the first semester, taking classes, and then he also started to work on a project with Eaton Corporation. You will see the pictures. Second semesters, he continued to work with the projects in Milwaukee, which we went there every other 2-3 weeks, right? And then I also add him another projects. I'm a crazy guy. Trust me, even though MIT, Berkeley, they will not have 2 projects per semesters. So he worked with Eaton plus Thermo Fisher Scientific. And then he found his own summer intern for Amazon Robotics in Boston. And then when he came back last year, he worked for the projects for the Apple, because our VP is the global procurement. We did a project for the supply chain resilience, and then he got offer. He came back to Taichung after Christmas for a month and a half, went back to Purdue, cleaned up his stuff. He moved to Boston end of January this year earlier. Guess what? By mid of March, only less than 2 months, he already got his working visa, H-1B. And Yu Qun just came back 2 months ago also for recruiting. Remember, Yu Qun was just like some of you 2 or 3 years ago. Of course, guys had to do the military training, right? He graduated in December from Jiaodai, and then he went 4 months training. I'm very familiar with your Taiwanese for the guys, right? So, some of them, for the Indian students, they may prefer to stay after a co-op with Tesla. They may want to work for Amazon, and then they come back in January to complete. So you either take the 60 months or the 21 months. For American students, they may want to do it quick, but I'll be honest with you, 15 is quite heavy. Okay? Any questions before we go further? 你可以用中文问我，如果你真是想问问题，不需要担心。 Any questions? 有没有问题？有没有问题 ？OK， yeah， OK， yeah。
所以这 PMP 的写在那边就是一整个学期，然后有 project， 不过同时也要修课。
修课，課只係 seven classes， 另外做個社分就是主要 projects。
如果是 intern 或 club， 那个就在对方的公司那边。
对，我們跟他們做 remotely 做，但是我們通常最少，除非要搭飛機，我們就不能每個月去了。但是我們現在有 budget， 可能有最少一個學期去一次，我一去就去住3個晚上。OK，I spend a lot of money take my students right。
这个25这样看起来就是1年半。
这个差不多2年了，这个因为他8月份來，但是傳統就是所謂2個學期，差不多2年了。呢個就1年半，完全就是這個。嗱，我跟很多人都寫真書 ，If you are good enough, why do you wait for this? Because no matter how much money you get from intern, you are still a cheap labor， 對嗎 ？You don't get the benefit. You should try to get a job, OK？ 除非有一天你需要 Dr. Fong, I really miss you. I want to stay to be your PhD student. Then you're welcome, right? If you really work hard, okay, I will evaluate you. All right? Good? Let's go. Let's move on. Okay, so I will show you some video later on, right? So this is a typical we can offer in the client, right? This page, right? So for those you are industrial engineering and information management, yes, we do a lot of AI machine learning, smart manufacturing, IoT, robotics automations, okay, real-time monitoring, control, predictive analytics, supply chain, lean Six Sigma, you name it, right? Parts rationalizations, optimize part for every part, for the materials group. So some of the examples we have it. I will show you some of the PowerPoint later on, right? But this is some of the projects we did in the past. I think in the past four years we worked over 35 projects already. Okay. So this is the client I work with in the past 4 years. All big name companies. Why? Because big name companies will help you to get your H1B. And you came all the way to US. I will not disappoint you. Why should we go for some local company? Right? But where's TSMC? Well, I'm working with them, right? See, all this semiconductor. The VP, the chief officer, COO was just retired, so our alum. I went to Intel. They're doing not good, right? TSMC, I've been there a couple times, right? Applied Materials VP is from Austin. It's also alum. Micron, I just had a meeting with them recently. ASML, I think there's a Taiwanese professor. He's a VP for R&D, but he's an MIT guy. He came to Purdue as an adjunct remote faculty. Also came. KLA, Japanese company, semiconductor. TEL, Tokyo Electronics Limited, right? Also, all this is semiconductor. Boeing, I spent 2 weeks there as a visiting professor too. Amazon, I just talked to my buddies. He's a director of the fulfillment center. But right now, Amazon is major layoff, right? So NTI and all this, Lilly. Lilly is big pharmaceutical company right at Indianapolis. You know how much money they donate to Purdue? Anybody want to take a guess in US dollars? A million. How many million we talk about? 250 million. So I will have a meeting with their VP next week. Okay. So therefore, I do have a Taiwanese girl already have a master from Louisville, bioengineering. So I have another Chinese girl. She's coming in with a biogenetics background. So see, it's a consulting firm, right? I really don't care what is your undergrad. But if you want to be STEM, science, scientific, engineering, come to be consultant, come to my group. Tell your friends. Okay? Tell your buddies. Okay? So, pictures. Picture doesn't lie, right? That's real, right? They're not AI. Okay? So you can see Tesla. Went to Tesla. Okay? Dana, Bank of America, Cummins, right? This is Case, right? All this. Eaton, right? Yuchen, right? Thea, okay, Mother, they're all working, right? So this is the latest. I have a lot of Taiwanese students. Andy, he is from Cam Yi from 成功大学，他工作已经9年了。他就去年我 见他，我去新竹，他就说多了风我很想来美国 ，OK， 他比较你们怎么称呼他叔叔，比较年纪大一点了 ，right？ 然後 Steven 就是交大嘅 computer science，OK，、他工作1年2年差不多。Rebecca 從香港，我這個 PhD student computer science，科技大學。Jimmy 他是台灣人，但是他在那個 York Massachusetts Boston 讀 undergrad。他爸爸應當是 3M 嘅總經理 ，right？in 那個桃園那邊 ，OK， 台灣學生 ，they really enjoy it. We spend 3 days there， 北卡 ，OK，and then Caterpillar Angie 清華 ，OK，I recruit her last year when I came during the typhoon season again. That's why I purposely came here late. Still typhoon right on Wednesday. Okay. So Angie is really doing well on this project on the simulation. Yi is the Thailand guy. How is the Chinese guy, right? Oh, so Ray, he actually from Taipei 政治大學 MIS. So in a way similar to you in the information. 他在 Intel 工作4年半在台灣，他也來我們個 group. Okay. So it's very good mix everything, right? And then they actually went there at least once a week, at least. Sometimes when we get the access to the Caterpillar, they will go there multiple, because it's only 15 minutes drive. Okay? I'm a true believer. You need to go to the client site. Okay? So this one, very nice, right? In Wisconsin. So these two are my PhD student, Jason, and then Anderson. They're from China. And then Rebecca here again. And then this is Isabel. She's already have a master from Louisville, bioengineering, Taiwan. Ray, another Taiwanese students are from Jiaodai. I met Ray last year. So same thing, right? You can be one of this. I already have 7 Taiwanese students in my team this semester. And then some of the Indian students went to Alabama. You can see, right? Real story. Okay? So, yep, Yufeng, he is a 中国學生，但係他在 Arizona High School。呢個係去年他們做呢個 Caterpillar project。He's already worked for Caterpillar. He already get an offer. See, I mean, I'm not telling you story, right? It's their real story. They just work directly after they finish the project, the client. Okay, and then CF, another big German company on like truck, like Volvo truck, all this. They also work for the summer intern. See, Yuchen, Thermo Fisher, Thea, right? They were on 2 projects. This is in Beika. We have to fly to Charlotte, drive 2 hours to the beautiful Appalachians mountain. They make negative 85 degrees Fahrenheit refrigerator, extremely cold for vaccine. We actually spend 3 days there. We show them the work, and we even train the engineers. The people sitting there is the engineers and the quality engineers. We train the clients. Never heard of it, right? Okay, I coach the director. I'm old enough, right? Because the VP is my friends. Okay, so that's the difference. Again, I'm saying that if you blindly want to go to ranking, there's more schools. Ranking may be high, little bit higher than Purdue. By the way, our undergrad is number 2 in the nation. Our grad is number 3. We tied Berkeley. Okay, the only 2 schools you can hire than me is Ann Arbor, but they're going down right now. And Georgia Tech, they're the largest department in the world. They have over 100 faculties, right? Because with statistics. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, if you want to learn real industry hands-on, I'd be honest to tell you, there are not too many schools over in US. Okay? Good. GE, aircraft, engine. Yep, my 2 military students from Singapore in my first year. So feel free to watch the video. We developed this. AA, Dr. Mario, computational science. He doesn't even have an IE degree from Canada. Waterloo is the Canadian MIT, right? He's our professor. Dr. Anna Maria, also a PhD from Georgia Tech, mathematicians from Columbia. So I'm too old, right? When I get to area it's not my expertise, I will bring them to help my PhD students. I cannot know everything, but I know how to help you to work with the industrial clients. But when we get to algorithms, I got a lot of colleagues can help. We work on some graph neural network for AA. The client is all PhD in OR, operation research. Okay? Master level, we work on graph neural network. Anybody know neural network here? No? You should know a little bit, right? Backward propagations, multi-layer, right? I learned that 30 years ago. At least I can talk, right? Okay? So Continental, another big German company, they make ties and all this. They have a site in Indianapolis, you know, and my student also worked there for the summer internship. Oh, TSMC, right? That was the pictures I took from last year. Of course, the background is fake, but actually went through the site, right? And director will probably have a lunch with Jason Wong on Wednesday, if the typhoon allow us. And then Span is the director, also in charge of the global fab operations and intelligent manufacturing. And of course, Professor Jasmine Jan is a department head from IEM from Yangming Jiaodai. So Boeing spent the time with the people from Cambridge, Georgia Tech, Ann Arbor, MIT, you know, and then I also went to Intel. Okay. So it's all real pictures, not AI. So where do they go after they graduate? Work with a lot of big companies, right? Making a lot of good money. What do you expect them to make? Let me ask you all questions. Let's say if you come to my program and you graduate with all this right path, what kind of money you expect to make in a year? 美国我们说是 1 year, right? Anybody want to take a wild guess? If you come to my program and you graduate, how much will you make? Come on. Any number? How much? 美金一年5万、7万、8万、9万、10万、20万。非常之好。我一般我嘅 PMP 學生 they range from low 90s 9萬多 all the way to 12萬。Only in the Midwest. If they go to California, Yuquan in Boston, they get to at least 13萬、14萬。I have some experience Indian, they even make 20萬。Okay, but it's unfair comparison. They already work 7-8 years. Okay. Is it the future you're looking for? I may be the right channel to help you. Right? Okay. So, oh, by the way, my students, almost every year, they won the graduate award because obviously graduate school, they don't do a lot of capstone. So every year they get another chance. Yushin is here, right? $1,000 they can share. And then not done yet. See the team from last year, my team, right? Oh, I was commencement, took my students. I think they all found a job now. All of them. Everybody got a job. Okay? This is just May. See? Everybody got $4,000. Not everybody. My top students. For those really work hard, they deserve to get, I write them a check. So this is Professor Yong Jong-sun from Penn State. Okay? Very good guy. He's a great leader. That's why he bring Purdue all the way back to rank number 2 and 3. Okay, especially grad. At Purdue, for you are not old enough, in the 90s, Purdue is always ranked number 2 in US. Sometimes in the 80s, they even rank number 1. Okay? So, any questions? Let me show you something real quick. So this is the type of projects, the Thermo Fisher. Very complex, you know, we did all this digital dashboard, and then we even write a macro. For you all now, you don't use macro. Probably write a Python, right? Maybe use some SQL, okay? Because the client's data is very noisy, okay? So therefore, this is another item, right? We developed the Kanban system supermarket. And then also we designed, we even help them to reduce 25% of the cables, eliminate. It's all about business case. If you cannot help the clients, you're helping the client to save money. Then in return, you get on your resume. You help them to identify 1 million opportunity. At least you get 20% done. That's pretty good, right? 200 grand. Why not? That's the motivation. And plus, I'll take you have a nice dinner. Okay? That's Caterpillar simulations. We work with the global suppliers, interview with them. We even have the group from Austria came to meet us. Okay? And then we develop the program. And then we have to determine how many autonomous mobile robot to help Caterpillar to bring the rod. This semester we continue simulations. we present to the senior VP, we present to 3 or 4 of the VPs at the end of semesters last April. How often you get a chance to present to VP from school? I would say almost this, right? Correct? But when you come to my group, this is a chance. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you the truth. When you share this story to your parents will have a very good story. Everybody said, Dr. Fong, my dad said, your program sounds too good to be true. And if you look at Yu Qin, the latest testimony, he also quoted that in 中文那个刚刚交代那个分享。我很多学生也說 Dr. Fong 沒有人相信你是一個教授。How in the world you can work with all these executives in a weekly basis? I give all the credits to Purdue alum. 很像你們成功也係很多很優秀嘅 alumni, right? 對嗎 ？Okay. So there's another one, Case New Holland. Okay, there's 那個 Continental. 你看到我們要求很高啊，這個只是短短2個學期嘅 work, 9 months. Okay. So let me show to you if we have time, right? We're still good in time right now. Let's go back here, and then let's watch a video. If you want to get to my page, you just type in Purdue, Google, IE, PMP, and then you get on this page. So Purdue space IE, PMP, you'll find this page. Okay, see number 3 right now. So I have 6 video here. I'm just going to show you Yu Quan Yu.
Hello everyone, I'm Yu Chen Yu. I'm originally from Taiwan and currently studying industrial engineering in professional master program at Purdue University. During my time at Purdue, I've experienced tremendous growth both personally and professionally. Before joining the PMP program, I often struggled to express my idea clearly. My presentation skill lacked confidence, and I did not have a strong presence when speaking in front of an audience. Additionally, I found it challenging to communicate effectively with clients. However, the PMP program has been a transformative experience for me. Through rigorous training, real-world projects, and continuous practice, I've learned how to articulate my thoughts with clarity and purpose. I've gained confidence in delivering presentations and developed the ability to engage with clients in a meaningful and professional manner. This growth did not happen overnight. It was the result of consistent efforts, constructive feedback, and the invaluable opportunities provided by Purdue to collaborate with peers and industry leaders such as Eaton, Thermo Fisher Scientific, and Apple. Each project pushed me out of my comfort zone, allowing me to refine my skills and build up my confidence step by step. At Eaton, I led a team in designing a future state layout to streamline production planning and drive tangible cost reduction through strategic decision-making and inventory optimization. We implemented a multi-bin combined replenishment system, worked on skill reduction, and improved production planning. At Thermo Fisher Scientific, I delved into Six Sigma methodologies and statistical analysis to optimize production processes. We significantly reduced errors and enhanced operational visibility by introducing digital dashboard and standardizing workflows. These projects gave me a profound understanding of how analytics and process optimization can drive operational excellence. This semester with Apple has marked a significant leap in my industry experience. Instead of collaborating with engineers on manufacturing projects, I've been involved in strategic planning within Apple's supply chain. I have analyzed supply chain data, identified potential risks, and integrate those risks into Apple's system to mitigate vulnerability effectively. Through this project, I have cultivated diverse skills that will significantly enhance my future career, from mastering DMAIC methodology and Lean Six Sigma strategies to effectively engage with clients and delivering impactful presentation. The unique experience offered by Purdue and the PMP program has provided me with unparalleled opportunities for growth and development. I sincerely thank Dr. Ban Fong for his invaluable guidance and mentorship, which have played a pivotal role in shaping my academic journey. His commitment to excellence has consistently motivated me to strive for greater achievements and confidently face new challenges. I also sincerely appreciate all the faculty and staff in the School of Industrial Engineering for the steadfast dedication to fostering innovation, collaboration, and growth. As I embark on the next chapter of my career as a solution design engineer at Amazon Robotics, I will carry the lessons, skills, and values cultivated at Purdue. I'm excited to apply the knowledge and experience gained here to drive meaningful change and make lasting impacts in the industry. Boiler up.
Boiler up. Okay. So the question is, anybody want to be the next Yu Chen? You can be, right? Any questions now? 中文也可以。
大家有什么问题可以？
真是很 relax, no pressure. Someone, no stupid questions. Just ask anything you want. 不是有，现在主要是11号是 PhD。Master 通常1月份才开始 ，OK， 所以我们 PMP， 它原本那个 PMP 是 focus for people 工作2年至4年，所以你看网址，我们的 website is very late， 6月1号 ，OK， 但是你现在我来见你们 ，it's not late at all， 所以你可以找个时间跟我，然后所以特别是那个是senior，你可以放我那个 line。今天我们分continue，但今天上午有时间，我 welcome anyone junior 也好，但是 junior 有个好处就是按照你叫王教授说，我们现在打算跟教的那个勤工，我们有这个3+1+1的 program， 就是怎么样啊？就是我星期2明天我就会去教的，然后星期3就会invite他们的年轻的学生，因为有些3年班的学生可以明年就去读4年班，他的 degree 是2年教的，但这个好处的是他可以来 produce， 同时间有机会可以读4年班、读5年班的课 ，OK， 然后他有机会可以第4年去 produce， 第5年留在 produce 读完那个 master PMP。OK， 当然你可以做 research， 但我不赞同，因为很多教授根本就不想你做 research， 因为 research 你太多出来，但是 PMP 比较好，我觉得。所以这个现在就是我这次来谈王教授，我们希望你们3年班学生，我应当春季再回来 ，OK， 但是这个就可能就要快一点，因为 I think 应当4月份之前要 apply， 打3+1，但是你们4年班同学就 you still have time until maybe 1月份 ，you have plenty of time， 因为最優點就是 you don't have to take GRE anymore。No more graduate record exam. I don't even know why.
Only TOEFL.
Only TOEFL. 你英文，
或者那个
你可以 TOEFL 或是什么
Yes，
然後那個 Duolingo 什麼有，它有不同的英文 require。對啊，就是這樣。但是 again， 你們兩個想可以找我，幹嘛？
我想其实可能他们有一点误解了，就是其实我讲过，就是这次刚刚那个我们在聊的是3+1+1啊，以你们来讲，当然一定3+1+1来不及。不过其实 in general， 那个教授他讲的其实是这个 PMP 的 program， 所以如果你把它当做一般的硕士的 program 在 apply， 那就没有什么晚，不然因为本来你也只够这样嘛。至于说我们其他的大1、大2、大3的学生，如果我们来得及的话，大3我觉得大概是来不及，那个3+1+1。如果来得及，说不定大2说不定有机会啊。不过就算没有这样子，就是还是可以 try 一般的这种 PMP 的硕士。所以刚才讲的比较是针对那个。至于如果是3+1+1的话，那就刚才教授也有提到，就是那个整个机制比较像是大1到大3在我们这边修，好，那大4就是过去那边了。那过去那边当然就修普渡的课啊。这个时候其实我们会有一些就是在课程上的认定，这个是我们会需要讨论的。最好的方式是大家可能在大3年就已经把成大的必修课一定要修完，因为你去普渡那边不太可能可以抵必修。好，那剩选修的话，那就看说是什么样的选修。那通常就刚刚那个教授也有问我说，就我们对于这种选课就认定能不能承认这件事情的标准是怎么样啊？其实因为这都还没发生，不过我个人的感觉是应该不会 太难了，也就是通常普渡大学开的课跟成大开的课，大家觉得哪会比较难？通常应该是会普渡比较难。不过是有一个考量，是因为你如果在那边大四时候你修的课，如果是拿来抵成大的大四学分，通常一鱼不能两吃，就是那个就不能够拿去抵你硕士的学分。好，那所以还是最好，如果在他大四在那边修的课，可以修一些研究所的课，那是最好了。所以刚刚那个教授他讲的就是像这样子，就是他们会提供一些你大四就可以修的研究所的课。可是如果你修那个研究所的课是拿来抵成大的，这有点可惜了哈。那所以最好还是在成大这边就可以修的差不多，这样子剩的一些课少数在那边抵。好，那主体在普渡了2年，还是修普渡的课，这样子最省事了。
因为跟你们说啊，过去6年成大已经跟 Purdue 嘅mechanical aeronautical 那个
对，不过那个大概是 mechanical
那个
computer science ECE
地质工程已經有那個3+1+1，所以我這次找我們教授就是基本上應該很簡單，因為你們 IIM 是跟那個 management， 但你應當是 very straightforward 的，不會太 challenge。
就我们跟那个普渡组很大的不一样是入学，他们还要特别组，我们就没有，我们大家都有另外一个是他们还需要在大1、大2的暑假或寒假还要去普渡去修课，或者是有时候要雇那个普渡的老师过来。那我们这边完全都没有，我们就很单纯，就是你大3玩，然后就大4出去这样。他们有来去，所以其实他们有点麻烦啊。OK，
有没有什么问题？
其他是
应当有问题。如果你们有问题不方便，你可以下午2点以后找我。
对 ，OK， 好，那我再稍微补充一下，因为我有看过他们问的一些问题就因为我想。特别是大1的，他可能还搞不太清楚就是我们游学跟留学是差很多。那我们这边讲的是留学，留学是有一个 degree 的，那游学只是去交换这样，所以这个完全不是交换，这个是真正在念书这样子。那另外一个很大的不一样的地方，这个 PMP 跟就我的理解了就是一般的硕士通常都是去修课，那如果有 project 都是课堂的 project，通常都不会真的去工厂，真的去公司。好，那 PMP 我想他强调的强项就是他是真的有帮学生去找到公司去实习。好，那所以整个刚才听那个边方教授他在讲，他就是以那个带 consulting company 的那个概念，好继续 run 这个 program。所以那个 project oriented 这个是一个非常重。那其他学校也有类似的，可是那个差别最主要差别就是那个教授跟那个公司的 connect 的程度，因为大部分其他学校它也会有这种类似的 program 的话，它的 project 还蛮大部分是学生自己去跟对方去联系。那因为学生跟对方联系，意思就是说成绩不够高啦，所以还蛮常一念的，就是一事无成，就是可能还是有一个 project， 可是实质上大家都知道那是不太认真的那种感觉。好所以我觉得这个可能是这个 program 跟其他最大不一样的地方。刚刚那个边锋教授也很强调，所以他有 demo 说你看都找到工作哈。那我想这也是一个跟一般的那种 Master of Science， 它修课为主，还是比较偏学术一点。好这个是比较偏实作一点，它大概我想这是一个差别。那偏学术一点的这一种是大部分目前的大中去美国念 Master 大概都是属于这一类。好所以这一类 PMP 是相对是比较少，所以可能大家也比较没有听过了。不过应该这个学位都是台湾都可以承认。那我想最大的优点是很多人去美国念书，其实我想最后图的也是说能不能在那边有一个工作机会。那如果你对这个理解比较多，你就会发现，尤其最近几年大家不是都觉得什么资讯很夯，结果去那边失业率最高的是资讯尤其最近1、2年那反而你说 IE 好像不知道能不能找到工作，边方教授刚才就是 demo 了，那也就是很多工作他如果要去 hire 这种 international student， 因为我们如果去那边一定就是 international student， 那机会其实是少的，连 intern 几乎都没有。 那如果是这个 program， 它的好处就是因为它的 connection 很强，所以 intern 大概都会有。那因为 intern 有，因为你又 involve 这么多 project， 所以很高的几率后面就直接工作就会有了，类似这样。所以刚才边凤教授他强调，我想这一项是可能这个 program 跟其他最大不一样的地方。其他的 program 的各位如果有学长姐，因为我也帮过很多各位的学长姐出国哈，那我自己也出国过，所以我知道，所以他们大概都要 on their own， 也就是他们自己要去send 出数百封的这个申请 intern 而已哦，然后才拿不到，好拿不到，最后也是只好回台湾来找 intern， 好更不用说之后在美国那边如果要找工作机会，好那所以这2年期间要怎么去做，我想这是这个 program 跟其他最大不一样的地方，好。那另外也有同学问到学费这件事情，倒是我不太知道，这个不晓得。
学费是这样因为 Purdue 我们的本来的学费已经14年没有加过价钱，所以如果是本地生只是1万块，但是留学生就可能有32000，但是相对已经比 Berkeley、Georgia Tech 便宜 ，Ann Arbor 便宜很多了。如果你 Ann Arbor 整学费可能已经6万8、7万，Berkeley 我想最少应该5万5 ，just tuition，OK， 所以我们也有很多学生，因为 GPA 很高，3.9 from Purdue， 他们去 Georgia Tech and Berkeley 找到的工作，最后回中国。对，但是当时我没有那么多 connection，I'm not in a position to offer 他留下来。OK， 我有个学生刚刚去 MIT， 他是美国人，印度人，他刚刚找我，Dr. Fong， 他是 ME， 他学那个 Advanced Manufacturing， 他刚刚就找我，Dr. Fong 我们有个 project 要做那個 industrial connection blah blah blah， 你可以給啲 idea 給我。我看完以後，他們嘅 lab，you know what I show my students is more just like a Lego，but it's MIT，I'm sorry。所以我想給你們清楚知道，我們是很喜歡看那個牌子，但是 you need to be practical。對嗎 ？At the end, I don't care whether you went to Cambridge or MIT or Harvard, you still need to find a job, right？ 對嗎？除非你說我爸媽媽很多錢 ，I only need to get a degree， 這個 I will just shut up，OK？、所以你要揾你自己，但是 again, if you're interested, let me know. Meet me this afternoon. I'll be there for at least 3 hours, right?
About
3 hours, and then also if you cannot come, you can get on my line right now. Just barcode, and then you can ask me any questions. Just remember saying that I met you, Dr. Fong, today, you know, at 交大勤工大学. Okay, can we continue conversation? That's no problem.
好，那这样各位还有没有什么问题？如果没有的话，我想，所以刚才Dr. Fong你是说可以跟他们加加 line 是不是？还是？
可以。但你你需要我給我嘅曲給他們。
還是這樣。
我可以給你。
OK， 好，
沒有問題。
好 OK。
我們可以拍個照。
好，可以。來，你要
怎麼樣？
要剛剛其實有拍了，來。
要拍這個。
對。
OK。Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3, smile. 好嘅，謝謝大家。Okay, one more. Oh, yours much better than mine.
Okay, 好。Another one.
Okay, 好，謝謝大家。
那现在我们需要跟对方教授约谈的，所以说就可以现在稍微留下，然后我们再试一下，申请一下，这样。OK。